This is not our story. It's your story. The Changemakers, who for over 75 years have stood together as Christian Aid. Real people bringing about real change, tackling poverty, daring to believe it can be eradicated once and for all, and to think it all began right here. With the Second World War over, refugees in Europe were in need. The world had forgotten, but not you. Everyday folk uniting to offer love and care to people in desperate need. Reaching out with humanitarian relief and long-term support. But this was only the beginning. Over the coming decades, you would step up time and time again. You were the difference to lives devastated by the humanitarian crisis in Nigeria in the 1960s. And you showed solidarity with those peacefully protesting for their civil rights. You were the difference to hungry people overwhelmed by famine in the 1980s, to those living with HIV in the 1990s. You held aloft our placard in the marches calling for debt cancellation for poorer nations, stood side by side with those devastated by the horrors of apartheid and prejudice. And you fought for trade justice when people thought it would never be possible, empowering people like Faith, Kakoli and Rose to be the change in their own lives, to dare to dream again. Wherever we are in the world, we have stood shoulder to shoulder with each other to campaign for justice. And now, knowing all that we can do together, the extraordinary that can come from the ordinary, we stand united to face perhaps our greatest ever challenge, the fight for climate justice and a future for us all. Right now, the climate crisis is leaving people hungry, homeless and heartbroken. It's hurting us all, but people living in poverty fight the worst of it every day. Together with the coronavirus pandemic, the challenge we face is immense. But as we look back on all we've achieved over the past 75 years, we have amazing hope. We will see justice roll like a river. Together, we will make a world of difference. Real people will bring about real change when it is needed. Like never before. Be that change.